Hey everybody, this is Edujo and welcome to another video in my series on the Raspberry Pi. In today's video I'm going to show you my robot that I started 2 videos ago, and I have sort of completed it. There's still some things I want to do, but at the moment I can show you how it's all put together and how it works. So the last time I showed you how to put the wheels and everything together, and now I'm just going to show you my, let's say, sort of finished product. So we've got our little controller board that came with my kit, and I put it into the GPIO pins over here. Let me just grab a pencil so I can show properly. So there's my GPIO pins, and this little controller is just put into that from pin 1 and 2 at the bottom here all the way to about there. And you can see I've got my little battery pack that it's not connected at the moment. I've got my little USB battery pack that will connect, if I just turn this around, that connects to my Raspberry Pi over here. Oh, where's my, there we go, over there. And then also what you can see is I've put a little L shape. If I just go to the top, a little L connector. Otherwise the hassle that I had was that my cable sort of comes out here, and then the cables go sort of in between there or over the wheel, which wasn't very helpful. And then I just cable tied it. There's a lot of little gaps and openings in the chassis that helps just to put a little cable tie around there. And then one thing that I have not mentioned before, which I just need to mention now probably, is that this little controller board needs external power to run. It cannot, the Raspberry Pi's power is not strong enough to run the board as well. That's why we have the little batteries over here, the 4 AA batteries over there. It is linked to the controller board over there, just with a positive negative, and then those cables over there, which you can see sort of there, is your left motor and your right motor, the positive and negative of them. You will remember from the other videos that I don't know if I can lift it, maybe like that. You can see it comes from the bottom and it just goes into the motor 1 basically and the motor 2. So I lifted this one up because I did not put a switch in, so when I put that on, it's got power on there, and when I plug in the USB, the Raspberry Pi will power up. Also what I've done, I ran a little cron job which just boots up or loads the file on startup. So when I reboot boot up my Raspberry Pi, the little Python programming file that I've written for this will help. And then also what I've done was I programmed with some help from my students actually at school, so that I can just press F for forward and R for right, L for left, B for back, and so on. And again, in the future I'm just going to do the WASD and possibly X to do all those same things, so I'm much closer to what I want to control. So I'm just going to pause it for a second and I'll start everything up and I'll demonstrate to you how it works. So I'll see you in a couple of seconds. So as you can see, I've got my little robot at the bottom. You should see the lights. Let me just go there. There should be some lights flashing there, so it's on. And I obviously did not think this through properly because now I'm working with 2 hands. So let me just switch on my little keyboard, and then I'll try to press the buttons. So for example, if and I need to, I'll put it on my right hand actually. I'll just hold it like that. So I have my, because it goes very fast. Once it goes forward, it actually goes very fast. I need this stop as well. So that should be forward and stop, and then that one should be backward and stop, and then I can turn it to the left, I'll stop it. I can turn it to the right and I'll stop it. And yeah, so that's that. So that's the forward and stop, and I've got back and stop. I can go slightly forward again, and then I might want to turn slightly, point to my left actually. So let me just try to go just a little bit, just quickly like that, and then I can go forward and things like that. So it's actually quite cool. Let me just go back again, and let me see if I can turn towards me a little bit more. There we go. So that's quite cool. That's quite cool. Let me just put my thing down. So as you can see, I can now remotely control my little robot, my first robot that I've built, with my wireless keyboard over there. And I need to switch that off actually, so let me just switch off my little keyboard, and if I just pick this up and bring it back over here, there we go. And so let me just unplug that so it gets switched off again, and to save my batteries I will just lift this one up so I don't use extra power. What I will do in the future is I'll make a little body for it. I'll just 3D print it, maybe with my 3D printer over there, and make a little body so it looks very nice when it runs. So that's my robot. I'm quite chuffed with my first kit that I built, and yeah, so if you guys want to go ahead and maybe get the same one, you can use my videos to build it, and just message me if you want the code for it. I did use the standard code from Ryan Tech that I got, and I just modified it so it works with my keyboard using Pygame, and a little bit of help from some of my students that have already done something similar to this, but with a robotic arm using the keyboard. So cool. I hope to see you guys in the next video, and remember to follow me on Twitter and to like this video. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.